What's up, creators and creatrixes? I'm Wicked. I'm giving power back to the people, and you can't stop me. But if you've been following me for a while now, you may notice that sometimes I have to stop myself. What was supposed to be just a week break quickly turned into a 2-month sabbatical, for lack of a better term. It was initially going to be to celebrate my daughter and give her all of my undivided attention, but it turned into recognizing how much more frequently I need to do that. Don't get me wrong, we spend lots of time together, but I'm a little bit of a workaholic. Between this passion project, my other jobs, and going back to school, I'm quite busy. And of course, I know everyone is. But during that time, I really realized how much I needed to restructure my work-life balance so that I could hit all of my marks both professionally and parentally, as well as personally. I was able to take some time to really get back to myself and reconnect with my inner being, which was much needed. It was not unlike a recovery time, and while I miss doing this so much, when I'm not at my best, I know better than to get on here and try to give advice or help anyone do anything. I do everything I can to ensure that I have the highest vibration when I'm doing this so that I can really connect with Source and give you, well, the God's honest truth. I'm no different from anyone else. I go through periods of misalignment and disconnection, and working myself as hard as I was definitely called for a really big break to bring out some of that balance. So moving forward, I'm going to try to keep it at a maintainable level so that it stays balanced and I don't have to take these big long gaps of time. I'm hoping that with the new schedule that I'm planning to start very soon, it'll give me a better opportunity to show up everywhere that I need to as fully as I possibly can. My main goal is to stay in alignment as frequently as possible, but sometimes in order to do that, you have to fall out of alignment. You need that contrast to help you figure out where you want to go moving forward, back into alignment. What can you do to get yourself into better alignment? What pulled you out of alignment that needs your attention on a different vibrational level? All of these are things that were on my mind while I was taking my break, but I definitely did not forget about you guys. And for those of you who are still with me, I appreciate your patience and just general grace with me so much more than I think I could even put into words. I'm so incredibly happy to be back. It's been a really rough year so far. I'm almost through the end of May, and knock on every wooden surface I can find, May has been the first month in 2024 that someone close to me or very close to someone I'm close to hasn't died. 4 funerals in 4 months takes a lot out of any normal person, let alone someone who is as highly sensitive as I am. And it also really put the spotlight back onto making sure that I was making time for the people and creatures who matter the most to me. I don't talk about my personal life a lot because I really want this channel to be so much more focused on you guys and helping to raise the collective consciousness vibration so that we can start to build a better world. But I have a daughter and I also have 3 dogs, and they are some of the best souls that I have ever met. While I love doing this, I certainly was missing out on time with them, so I kind of just had to give them everything I had for a little while and step back from this. It was also really good to be able to step back from this and take a look at things with fresh eyes, because Wicked is still very new, but I have a marvelous vision for it. However, I don't think that when I started out I realized how far away my skill set was from what I was trying to attain. Now, that is pretty common with me. I'm one of those people that, like, when I find something that I'm all about, I go full in as hard and as quickly as I can. But I'm learning to be more patient with myself, recognize that I don't have to do everything all right now, today, and just giving myself the grace to learn these new skills, to make mistakes, to accept feedback without feeling some type of way, I guess. Not threatened, not offended, but I've got a little bit of a perfectionist mentality, so it kind of makes me anxious. When things aren't the way that I want them to be, I get really hard on myself, and that's one of the things that I have learned to be better about, but because this is my passion project and it's so close to my heart, it is so easy for me to take all of this stuff personally. I am learning to take it all with a grain of salt and just accept where I am in my journey. And once again, I'm so thankful to all of you who are able to accept where I am as well. It's that sort of loyalty and support that makes doing this so much more worthwhile than I think I ever dreamed it could be. This has been a force of nature in my life, working with Wicked like this. It has inspired me to do so many wonderful things and to just expand myself. I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's in graphic design, ultimately just so that I can create better content for you guys, and not just, the quality of my words, but I would like to make the videos a little bit more fun, entertaining, so that it's not just like I'm lecturing you, because I know everybody's different, but personally I don't do great sitting through lectures. I do a little bit better when there is kind of more stuff going on, because I'm used to being really highly stimulated. So I'm not going to, jam-pack my videos full of nonsense, but I do want to add a little bit of extra flair, a little bit of extra fun, just to make it more of an experience and less of a talk piece. However, even in the accelerated program that I am in, it will still take me a solid 2 years to attain that degree. I started back in October and I've learned so many great things that I can apply here, but I'm so excited for all of this stuff and learning all of the software that's coming up next that I'm going to be able to bring into this to just really make these videos my own to the best of my ability. I truly want this to be as magical of an experience as I can attain, and if that means figuring out how camera magic works and playing with lights and experimenting with all of this stuff, I'm open to it, because it's all a journey. And as frustrating as it can be for me to go through these phases, and I'm sure for some of you, I know at the end of the day that this is part of my process. It may not be how I want the process to go, but the universe knows better how things need to play out than I do. Even when I channel, sometimes I don't listen. I'm stubborn and I want to do things my way. So as you can imagine, I've had to learn a lot of lessons the hard way. But I do believe that it's made me a better person for it, and it's also taught me to not be so stubborn in the future, because life doesn't always have to be as hard as we make it out to be. I am beyond excited for all of the stuff that we will be doing in the future to come, but for the time being, we're just going to slowly ease back into this so that I can find a pace that works really well for me, so that you guys can rely on the content being released and being up to the standard that you all deserve. As of right now, my next plan is to release the Magic of Mornings, in which we will discuss the most important part of your day. There's so much power to be had in those first few moments that we wake up, and I'm so excited to share all of this information with you guys, especially because during my time off and trying to get back to myself, I really had to get back to my morning disciplines, my calibrations and my to-do lists, not in a stressful way, but just calibrating to make sure that I am in a place to handle what I have on my plate for the day, and allowing myself to meditate before the day gets too hectic. All of these small little things, when you put all of these keys and the other ones I'll share with you in the video to come together, it creates a really powerful tool that allows you to mindfully manifest your day. This channel is all about creating your own reality, and that starts right away in the morning. The universe is not waiting for you to, get the gunk out of your eyes and fuck around for a little while. The universe is there. As soon as you wake up, your resistance turns back on unless you can make sure that you shut it off. Knowing these things, learning all of these little tips and skills, this has helped me with my personal and spiritual development through the years so much. Honestly, having these small little anchor points in the morning helps me through some of the most rough emotional times that I've ever experienced, and I, at this point, don't even really know how I stumbled across that information, but I'm so thankful that I did. And it's been a few years now. I've been practicing with these things. I've found a way to tweak it for different days, different situations, stuff like that. So it gives you more ideas of how you can kind of personalize your own magical morning and make sure that you're setting yourself up on the best possible path for you for the rest of the day. Doing so, it just gives you this wonderful sense of fulfillment when you go to turn down at the end of the night, and putting yourself into that high vibrational energy right before you go to bed is one of the best things that we can do to help us manifest as well. There's just those moments before you go to sleep and those moments when you wake up. It's like being in that state of liminal consciousness, and when you're there kind of between the conscious mind and the subconscious, who is the one who is always responsible for our conversations with the universe, that is that window of opportunity for us to really truly influence those conversations from an almost conscious place. Finding that sweet middle spot, it takes a little bit of time, but simply practicing with it can do wonders for your mood and for your reality. I'm really beyond excited to get this video out for you guys. I plan on resuming the first Friday of June, giving myself enough time to make sure that everything goes smoothly and that I can make this video the way that I want to, so that it has as much of an impact as I can possibly give it. But with all that being said, thanks so much for tuning in to my update, and I can't wait to see what we're going to get to in the future. I know I've said it like 10 times now, but I really am truly excited, and that was the great thing about taking that break, is that I was starting to feel burnt out and worn down, and now coming here right now, this is the first time that I have genuinely tried to film in the last 2 months, and the way that it came back so naturally, that feeling of just being here, knowing that I'm hopefully going to contribute some good to the world, it really just speaks to my soul. So this is an exciting moment for me. I'm happy to be back, and I can't wait to see you guys in the future. That's all I have for this one. Thanks so much for joining me, and stay blessed.